Why is that? Go to Jeremiah 15:19 about the, it should say Babylon, the sower is cut off from Babylon. All right, because these nations know, they know that America's falling, man. And they know that, hey, I have a way out. But you people born here in America, like you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you got no way out of this country, okay? The only way you getting out of here is when the Lord come back, and you have to be of the elect. Otherwise, you're going to die here, man. Jeremiah 50. I think it's 17 or 19. I can't remember. So it said like Babylon, the sower is cut off from Babylon.
House of Hamburg.
No, it's a little bit above me. It's like it. I'll find it real quick. Verse. Okay.
Jeremiah
16.
Chapter 50, verse 16.
That's right, Slack.
Cut off the sword from Babylon, and him that handled the sickle.
Yeah, that's that famine. Okay? And the Lord cut it off through drought and other natural disasters that destroyed all the produce, various areas where produce and help me out. And crops are grown here in the United States. Keep reading.
In the time of harvest.
Yep.
For fear of the oppressing sword, they have turned everyone to his own people, and they shall flee everyone to his own land.
Yeah, that's right, and you're seeing that. So a lot more people are leaving America, okay? Because the main reason why these other nations come over here is to make money. Now they see the money here is losing strength, it's worthless. Why stay here? They going back home. Okay, some of them to their death, because some of these nations, they don't, if you leave and you come back and you acting like them Americans, they might kill you, but they just don't give a fuck now. They'd rather be back home doing what they doing than stay here and not have nothing, you know. All right, so it said nation shall rise against nation. Go back.
Matthew chapter 24 verse 7 again.
Yeah.
For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom,
and kingdom against kingdom. All right, so those are the wars that's going to be proclaimed, all right, prior to the Lord's return. You're going to have race wars, fights, battles, conflicts amongst the different nations, all right, which another word for race is nation, all right, going back to ethnos, which goes back to genos, okay, and kingdom against kingdom. And you see that now. You got the nations, all right, standing up to America. Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran. And y'all gonna go fight Iran. All right? Keep reading.
And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places.
Yep, famines, pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. And earthquakes in diverse places been happening for the longest. And even more dramatic these past couple of years. Major ones. You had Haiti, Chile again, Toronto. All right, you had Japan, okay. All right. I can't think. Guatemala. There's some recent ones around here. Hell, you even had an earthquake in Washington, D.C. It wasn't a major one, but it was noticeable that they made mention of it on the news. Keep reading.
All these are the beginning of sorrows.
And all these are the beginning of sorrows. Go to Mark 13 and 8. So we living in the time of the beginning of sorrows, man. All right?
Mark chapter 13, verse 8. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles.
And troubles. Okay? Troubles. And that's what you're seeing. Alright? Troubles. Distress amongst the nations, man. Perplexity. Okay? The nations at their wits' ends. You see that over there in Spain, and Portugal, Greece, Ireland, Italy. Okay? And the whole EU. The only power that's still over there that seem like they got some strength financially is Germany. Britain even starting to implement austerity measures on their people. And all that's coming back on the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, which is stationed in Washington, D.C., and that's all going to come back on America. All right, that's why the head of the International Monetary Fund, that woman, I can't think of her name, but you'll see her if you do some research on it. She's begging the president and the House of Representatives, which is ran by the Republicans, to come to agreement to do something about the situation with the FAFSA cliff. Because she knows it's going to fall back on the International Monetary Fund, and it's going to affect everybody in the world, and that's going to fuel these people's hate even more to blow this place up, man. Keep reading.
These are the beginning of sorrows.
That's right. That's right. Go to Joel chapter 3. Start at the top and then hop to 9.
Joel chapter 3. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
That's right, the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, okay, which are the true biblical Israelites. Not them Israelis, which is going to lead you Americans into getting destroyed, okay? The Lord's going to destroy them Israelis, and he's going to destroy America, all right? Because they're not in captivity. The people that's in captivity and brought into captivity and still in captivity are you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So the Lord's going to free us up, man. All right? Keep reading.
I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
The valley of Jehoshaphat, the valley of the Lord's judgment. Yahushua. Okay? That means the Lord's judgment. And that valley's over there in the Middle East. Okay? All right? That's where all these nations are gathering. They got their warships over there. Okay? They constantly flying drones over there. All right? They putting their missile defense systems all over there. Because they know that's going to be the area, that's the valley of Jehoshaphat, where the Lord's going to judge these nations' armies. Okay? Keep reading.
And will plead with them there for my people.
And you look up that word plead is Shabbat, which means judgment. So the Lord's going to judge them for his people. Okay? Because he that toucheth the children of Israel toucheth the apple of the Lord's eye, and that's sensitive, and he's going to destroy you. Okay? Keep reading.
And for my inheritance Israel.
That's right. For his people and for his inheritance Israel. Because the Lord, we belong to him. Okay?
Among the nations and part of my land.
All right, that's right. Our people have been scattered all over the world, and they have divided up our land. Okay, that's why the Lord's going to judge them. Now hop to 9.
Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war.
And that's fulfilling the prophecy. Proclaiming that amongst the nations, because that's talking about the natural Gentiles right there. Prepare war. So World War III is coming, okay? The war that ends all wars, Armageddon. Armageddon in the Hebrew, okay? The mountain of troops. That's what that means. That's where it's going to take place over there in the Middle East, and it's going to be the destruction of your armies in America. Keep reading.
Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your burning hooks into spears.
And you see that now with North Korea, okay? They wasn't no military power about 50 years ago. Now they got long range ICBM thermonuclear missiles that can touch America easily. That's what that missile they was trying out. They said that could easily touch the shores of America. Okay? That's them beating their plowshares into their plowshares and pruning hooks into swords and spears. Talking about the missiles, a killing instrument. Okay, same with China. All right, and China, as well as Japan, is upset with America testing a atomic nuclear weapon in Nevada last week. Okay, they said, why would they test something like that? So now all these other nations are testing their missiles and their defense systems. Why is that? Because they're preparing for war. All right? And that's the first thing the Lord had made mention of. Race wars, nation against nation, and kingdom against